Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Stacy. It's Uterus and Cuterus. Is my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm on my way to work. So I'm about to do a quick face, and we're going to talk about dating in your 20s, 30s, early 30s. If I had to describe it, I've already put my base moisturizer and everything on. I don't normally wear a bottom face, foundation, but I'm going to put a little bit on today for you guys. If I had to describe dating in your 30s, it's a blend, okay? And it all depends on, how much we experience and things like that through life. So, dating in your 20s, I alluded to this on my IG channel, which is, okay, trying to find that right guy. And I kind of described it as, a sea of men and a sea of women. So a lot of times we feel like, oh, I don't want to settle because there are so many options out there. And I can totally understand that and agree. So I know some of the things that I was shallow about in my 20s was I wanted a man who, of course he couldn't have gray hair. He couldn't have any, balding hair, and I wanted him to have a certain job, etc., etc. Y'all have to excuse me because I don't have any, I don't have my lashes. Ooh, y'all, I've been having issues. But anyway, so we're going to have to do a little bit more of eye makeup. So in your 20s, you're trying to figure that out, okay? So, I would say figure out what your 5 deal breakers are. So your deal breaker may be he should have been raised in a 2-parent home. Okay, he calls me every night. We follow each other on social media, or he claims me in public or claims me on social media. He goes to church. He prays. He I don't know, y'all. He likes to dance. He's, good with his hands. He comes over and takes out my trash. So, some of them can be deal breakers. Some of them don't have to be. Some of them might be just likes and dislikes. But just figure out what the top 5 are and then go from there. And I think it really is there's really no limitation in terms of who you like or who likes you, right? So you can have several men and types of men to choose from. Now, one of the things, of course, since I'm an OBGYN, I always focus in on this, but one of the things you're going to be mindful of is sexuality, okay? We know finances, communication, and sexuality are really, really big factors in relationships, whether it's getting together or breaking up. So I was talking to a friend lately, and I told her, I said, if you don't want to sleep with these men, you got to stop inviting them over to your house. So ladies, I know that these Netflix and chill and date at home dates have become very popular, but I dare say I warn you against those. I know when I was in my 20s, y'all, oh, I learned the hard way. It was this guy who had invited me. We were supposed to go out, and he finagled his way out of it. Y'all, next thing I know, he was butt naked up against the door and wouldn't let me out. So don't get yourself in these situations where you cannot get out of the house, or you are doing dates with men and they're just not respecting you or not taking you out. And that kind of bears this is a new, Velvet Teddy. I don't think I've ever had this. And I usually don't wear makeup to work, but we about to do it today. Okay, not this kind of makeup. So, I would say plan something. Y'all can plan the date together. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, right? It can be a picnic at the park. It can be a walk at the park. It can be going to the mall, movies, whatever, y'all. Just don't spend all the man's money. Now, I found these, y'all, at Dollar Tree. I think they are so cool. So when I'm putting on my eye makeup, I can kind of hold my eye down. Okay. So, or my face down. Let's talk about preparing yourself for sex. Define ahead of time when you want to have sex. I know it's hard, y'all. I know. But like I said, if you don't think you want to have sex, then definitely don't have him in your house, okay? I said on another video, controlling your fertility is what is like the most important thing you can do in your 20s and or 30s. If you ask Dr. Stacy when is a perfect time to have children, I will say age 27 to 32. 27 to 32. We really want to, and you know, and that being, you know, some of us are professional, meaning that we get up and go to a job every day, and some of us aren't, but there's so many. I think the 27 to 32 actually gives you time to figure it out. So 27 to 32, that is Dr. Stacy's kind of age range that I feel is the perfect time to have children. So how do I prevent myself? What do I do when I say being a master of your fertility? Figuring that out, what does that mean? So that means defining ahead of time what I'm going to do when I go out on these dates. How am I going to protect myself? Okay, so let's talk about protection. Back in the day, people used pills. Please, y'all, especially if you're in college, let the pills go. Okay, we need something a little bit more effective. So let's look at something like a let's look at something like, you know, Depo shot. I know y'all don't like that because it may cause you to gain weight. And basically what it does is it causes you to, it may increase your appetite. Okay, Depo-Provera has only progesterone. I know I'm supposed to be making my nose look smaller, but we'll get to that. So that's one thing, Depo-Provera. What I like, especially if you're going off to college, I mean, you got everything to where you got to go get your books. You got to get back and forth to class. You got to meet with your counselor. Get you a Nexplanon. Okay, that's an arm implant. Okay, get a Nexplanon or an IUD. If you've had sex, I think there's at least 5 IUDs out there. Don't y'all judge me on how I'm putting on my face makeup, okay? There's at least 5 IUDs out there. Skyla. There's one that starts with a K. There's Mirena. There's copper. Copper has copper in it, and it has no progesterone. So if you want to only, you don't want any hormones, then copper may be the way to go. However, it is going to increase the, it's going to cause you possibly clotting and just have heavier periods. But you won't have the weight gain and the mood swings that may come with a progesterone or any other kind of IUD. Okay, y'all, I think I really meant to go natural, but some type of way I ended up with a blue. Because I kind of wanted to do a smoky eye because I ain't got no, I don't have any lashes, and it's just looking really bad. I look really bland. But anyway, so Mirena, we talked about Mirena, Skylar. I need to come back and figure out the name of that IUD that starts with the letter K. But there's copper, and they're good. Some of them are good for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So you just have to look those up. And if you haven't had sex before, they may have to dilate, or you haven't had a baby before, they may have to dilate your uterus up. And that's fine. Just you know, they can give you medicine to dilate it up the night before. Just a number of things. So don't let the IUD scare you, okay? If you really are concerned, be like, look, doc, I need some lidocaine. I need something. You know, you might need some type of pill to relax you, or they may be able to inject lidocaine in before they put the IUD in. Y'all, remember that the IUD, it can get lost in your uterus. That happens to very few people, but that is something that can happen. So know that you need to be either reaching down there to look for that IUD, which most people can't do, or to feel for the IUD, which most people can't do, so don't feel like you're failing in that area. But you need to be seen yearly by a doctor so that they can look and make sure that that IUD is still there, okay? Don't come back in 5 years later talking about, oh, I'm protected, and ain't nobody looked for or found your IUD, okay? So please, 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 if you get the IUD, make sure that it's there every year. Now, let's talk about this Nexplanon. Nexplanon is Dr. Stacy's favorite type of birth control. It is good for 3 years, and it's an arm implant. Back in the day, I used to have something called Norplant with 6 rods, but the Nexplanon is 1 rod. Now, when you put it in the first 3 to 6 months, you might bleed a lot, okay? That is something that may happen, so be aware of that. Please don't get it taken out if you don't have to, okay? Just kind of bear with it. I mean, you can get put on some estrogen to kind of balance that out if you need to. But if you can stick with it, Nexplanon is great, especially for you ladies going off to college. Okay, what have we done here? We put a base foundation. We put a little highlighter on top of it, or a little contrast. I didn't make my nose look smaller, you know. Oh well. Eyeliner. I didn't do anything with my lashes. My lashes are microbladed. However, they haven't gotten love in a long time. And we put a little lippy on. Put some liner lip, and then inside. So yeah, I'm going to work. Okay, doctor, I'm about to put a little earring on, some glasses, and we ready to go. Okay, this was Dating in Your 20s with Dr. Stacy. We coming back with Dating in Your 30s and 40s, because it's a whole different ball game. All right, y'all. Thank you. Oh, wrap up. The one thing we talked about is we talked about, you know, choosing a mate, getting your 5 deal breakers. That was number 1. And number 2, controlling your fertility. And controlling your fertility don't only mean protecting yourself. It means, or protecting your fertility. It means protecting what goes into your womb. Okay? Meaning using condoms, diaphragms, and things of that sort. Okay, y'all. I'll talk with y'all soon. Bye. Dr. Stacy.